So hi everyone, my name is Amrozia Sayyed. I am head nutritionist and lifestyle expert at Lucatino Holistic Healing System. Today my topic is 5 ways of improving nutrient absorption. The whole idea behind presenting this topic today is because many of us as of now know what is the right thing for themselves, and they are doing the right things as well when it comes to the right meals, balanced meals, the right things in their diet. When it comes to superfood, they're trying to do as how much ever they can. However, they also need to understand that whatever they're eating, whatever superfoods they're putting it in their system, is readily absorbed. You may be trying your best to incorporate the most powerful superfood, but till the time your body doesn't accept it, it's of no use. That's the reason why we'll be covering few points in this session, which talks about absorption process and how you can enhance those process by simple, day-to-day activities and lifestyle changes. So my first point, which I'll be covering today, is about mindfulness. Although mindfulness is something that we all talk about based on which helps in terms of digestion. It also keeps your focus on the food. We have to focus on chewing. So of course mindfulness helps in that area, but mindfulness also plays a huge role in absorption of the right nutrients. Reason being, if you're mindful when you're eating, that means your brain is sending the right signal to the gut for easing up the digestive process and releasing the right enzymes and gastric juices. When that signals are easily passed because you're mindful towards your food, automatically the absorption process is much better. In traditional practices, whenever every family, whenever they used to start a meal, they used to say grace, or they should start with a small prayer, just to get started and bring their attention towards food. So although it's a traditional practice, but it's an excellent practice even today, because it just helps you to be more mindful with your meal. And of course it also helps in avoiding a lot of distraction. When distractions are avoided, automatically your digestion will get better, and when the digestion is better, the food will be absorbed, or the nutrients will be absorbed much better. Okay, so remember, if you're doing everything right and yet not seeing result, look at this small area. There may be a problem in this small area, and you can look after this. So be very mindful in terms of chewing your food thoroughly, eating with full devotion. You should have the right intention. You should know how food is helping you, and of course avoiding all kind of gadgets. So that's my first point, which I'll be covering in this topic, which talks about mindfulness, which helps in better nutrient absorption. The second point is importance of prebiotic. Now, the reason I'm talking about prebiotic is because we all know about probiotics. Right now, many of us may be on a probiotic supplement as well. But remember, probiotic is life culture. It's a life bacterial culture in our system, which helps in digestion, and thereby it helps in absorption of the right nutrients. But this life culture also needs food. It will survive if we give the right food to that. Just like how we need food for survival, that live bacteria in our system also needs food for survival, and that food is the dietary fiber. Okay, so if you're not giving enough fiber in terms of prebiotic, which is a food for probiotic, the life culture, if you're not giving that, the probiotic in your system will not survive. And since it's not surviving, it will compromise your digestion, and of course it will compromise your absorption process as well. So focus on your probiotic, of course, but also focus on your prebiotics. Now, what are prebiotics? Prebiotics, so for example, when it comes to apple, the skin and the pulp of the apple is both playing a role in terms of adding prebiotic. Your garlic, onion, and the leafy vegetable fiber also acts as a prebiotic to your probiotic. So, whenever you focus on probiotic, also focus on your fiber consumption through vegetables and fruits and nuts and seeds, because that provides food to your probiotic in your system. So reason, because both combination of pre and probiotic will help in digestion process in terms of breaking down your food further, and that also helps in terms of availability of nutrients to your body. Okay, so if probiotics are breaking down the right food, that means nutrients are released and your body can take it. So my second point is about pre and probiotic. Third point I'll be covering is about soluble vitamins. So there are two sets of vitamins in our system. One is the fat soluble and there is water soluble. When it comes to fat soluble, they will be absorbed in a fatty environment, whereas the water soluble can be easily taken up in an watery environment. Unlike the water soluble vitamins, fat soluble vitamins are stored in our body because they are very, very essential and play a role in metabolism. They play a role in detoxification. They play a role in hormonal balance. The body tends to store it so that whenever it's needed in future, it can be utilized. So absorption of these fat soluble vitamins is very crucial. The basic fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, E, D and K. So A, D, E, K are the four vitamins which are the fat soluble vitamin. And moreover, whenever you know your food is rich in all these fat soluble vitamins, make sure it is always assisted with a good quality fat. When I talk about good quality fat, it could be in an unrefined oil, unrefined vegetable oil which we use in cooking. It could be coconut oil, it could be ghee, it could be nuts and seeds as well, which has healthy fat. Okay, so as simple as, many of us that we see nowadays are nutrient deficient in terms of vitamin D, because we are not going out of the COVID situation as well. So maybe many of us are suffering from vitamin D deficiency, and when you take a supplement, always assist your supplement with a teaspoon of coconut oil. It will just enhance the absorption process. So we remember, when it comes to fat soluble vitamins, it always needs a combination of good healthy fat in your system. So that's my third point. My fourth point is another nutrient, which is water. Water is very much needed in all the processes in our body, but if you're drinking water at the wrong times, it actually may compromise your absorption and digestion process both. So moreover, if you drink too much of water immediately after meal, like, gulping a lot of water immediately after meal, that's going to compromise your gut gastric acid. So for example, if you have had a very healthy meal and if you gulp in lot of water, first thing is your digestive juices or your gastric juices are going to get diluted. Second is, there is a speed to which the food passes through your whole digestive tract. And if that speed is compromised, your digestion automatically gets compromised because of so much of water that you have drank, and your digestion will be faster as well. It needs to go at a particular speed so that food is eventually in the process digested well and absorbed well. But because of the water, it may go really quickly and it will compromise digestion and absorption. So drinking water is good. You can take few sips while you're, eating, maybe a few sips here and there, or probably after meal as well. But gulping too much will just dilute it more and more. Okay, so water is very crucial. It's very important for all your digestive processes, but you can add it, half an hour before your meal and half an hour after your meal. That's the right time where you can include water and help in assisting your digestive process. My third topic is digestive enzymes. Many people who have acidity, who have bloating, they may be supplementing their body with digestive enzymes, which is fine. But natural foods also have good amount of digestive enzymes, which help in, digesting your food and making it more available for absorption. The natural digestive enzymes are apple cider vinegar, then there is lemon pepper combination, there is amla, there is ginger root, there is turmeric root, which you can have in combination with your main meals, which helps in terms of digestive processes. Now, when it comes to digestive enzymes, there are three main digestive enzymes, which is the amylase, there is protease, and there is lipase. Okay, so these three digestive enzymes are stored in the intestinal cells. The body has the ability to store these digestive enzymes in these cells so that it can be utilized later. So when you have the right kind of food, when I talk about the ginger root, the turmeric root, the amla, even fruits like pineapple, papaya, they contain good amount of digestive enzyme, which will assist in terms of digestion as well as empower the body to produce the right digestive enzymes. So make sure, supplementing it when you have an issue is fine, but simultaneously work on adding foods which will support your digestive enzymes in your system. Again, for two reasons. One is it will just make the digestion much better, and since the digestion is better, automatically it will help in terms of absorption process. So these are the basic points. It's about mindfulness, first thing. Second is about incorporating probiotic, but also focusing on prebiotics. Third is making sure the fat soluble vitamin that whenever you're consuming, whether in the form of supplement or in the form of food, has to be sourced with a good quality fat. Then comes your water intake, water being very good for digestion. However, if you drink too much just after your meal, it can compromise your digestive process and absorption process as well. And similarly, your digestive enzymes, adding the right food to support your body to produce right digestive enzymes, which will help in digestion and absorption, is very, very important. So yes, so these are my 5 pointers. You can post your questions, like if you have any
one
questions.
question that has come up, Amrozia.
Okay.
So we'll give it a couple of minutes for the rest of the participants to post their questions. In the meantime, I'll share the first one with you. When is the best time to take prebiotics and probiotics?
Okay. So prebiotics are something that you can add in your main meals, when you have because prebiotics are mainly the vegetables, the fruit. So in the main meals and mid meals, when you add these food, naturally you'll add your prebiotics. However, probiotics, it's better to have it on empty stomach. So probably in the morning or probably 1 hour after your main meal. On empty stomach, it will be absorbed much better.
Okay, great. Can you suggest some recipes for pre and probiotics?
So prebiotic, as I said, for example, just an example, the rice kanji is the best probiotic and prebiotic combination because rice has natural fiber, starch. And if you overnight soak the cooked rice, that becomes a very good combination of pre and probiotic. However, you can also look into adding apple cider vinegar 30 minutes before your main meals, because natural apple cider vinegar also contains good amount of prebiotic, and the following food that you will be having, which is rich in dietary fiber, which will work as a prebiotic to your body.
Okay, great. Can you please repeat the digestive enzymes that are present in the food?
Okay, so when it comes to fruit, 3 fruits which I've talked about is pineapple, papaya, so these, and avocados. So pineapple has papain, avocado has lipase enzyme which helps in digestion of fats. When it comes to banana and mango also has amylase which helps in digestion of carbohydrates. So papaya, pineapple, mangoes, banana all will aid in terms of contributing to your digestive enzymes.
Excellent. So someone's asking, how should I consume apple cider vinegar for healthy digestion?
Okay, so as I said, apple cider vinegar, you can just take about a teaspoon of that in warm water, 1 glass of warm water, and add it 30 minutes either before your lunch or dinner, which will help in terms of, it will alkalize your gut as well, and it will help in terms of adding good bacteria, that is the probiotic, and of course it aids in digestion process as well.
Okay. What is bromelain?
Bromelain is a active compound, or the enzyme which is present in pineapples. It's a very, very powerful antioxidant compound. It's also contributes to the digestive enzymes. So bromelain is something that you get when you have good amount of pineapples.
Okay. How do we increase absorption in the case of autoimmune diseases?
See, when it comes to autoimmune disease, majorly, like many of time, autoimmune condition will have some complication when it comes to gut as well. So best thing is to avoid the triggers. So if you have triggers to certain particular food, could be a dairy, could be a gluten product, could be sugar, could be some nuts. If you have particular triggers, please eliminate those triggers. Once your gut settles in, then you can contribute. You can look after adding them back in your plan.
Okay, that's a great tip. Thanks, Amrozia. How is inflammation related to gut health?
Okay, so see, when it comes to gut health, it is directly, if there is if there is even the slightest inflammation in your gut, it will be reflected all across your body. So inflammation could also mean, constantly having acidity. Inflammation could also mean, constantly having not feeling of indigestion. Inflammation could also mean having constant constipation. So any gut related issue will directly hamper digestion and absorption, and it will contribute to inflammation.
Okay. Someone's asking if kokum sharbat is good for digestion.
Yes, it's very good for digestion. You can use it in your post meal thing, or you can add it like a drink as well in the mid morning time. It also, because if you see kokum scientific name is Garcinia, and you will find Garcinia in weight loss supplements. So it also helps in fat metabolism and fat loss. So adding kokum on a regular basis also helps in fat metabolism, and it helps in weight loss over time.
Okay. Someone's asking if they can add isabgol to ACV.
Yes, you can add isabgol to ACV, particularly if you have any kind of a gut condition, especially when it comes to constipation, or you have constant diarrhea and you want to bulk up your stool. So psyllium husk, which is the isabgol, can be added along with apple cider vinegar.
Okay. Can you tell us some best ways to heal the gut?
Okay, the best way, there are many ways, but I would say that, make sure you have pre and probiotics, which is very, very crucial in terms of healing any gut. And as I told before, triggers, if you have triggers to particular food, eliminate it first. Once your gut heals on its own, then you can reintroduce it later on. So elimination is the first step towards, healing, where you eliminate all the triggers from your system. And of course, as I said, pre and probiotics play a very, very huge role in terms of aiding your gut, because the live bacteria in your gut actually helps in your digestion. It helps your digestive tract to digest food.
Okay. Someone's asking about IBS and how that can be solved.
Okay, so IBS is a very complicated condition. So you may have to look into more aspect, like, whether you have bacterial infection, do you have H. pylori, so some people with IBS may or may not have, a lot of reflux. They may have just constant acidity. They may have constipation. So it's completely, person oriented, and that needs to be closely monitored based on person to person.
Okay. With regards to children or babies, what is the best food to give a weaning baby if we're looking at nutrition absorption?
Nutrition absorption, I think the best thing you can do is introduce all the food for it in a porridge form. So, you can introduce some quantity of ragi, rice. You can also add rice kanji for a baby, mixing it in their porridges, in their weaning food. Pulping up the fruits and vegetable as a natural prebiotic is also very important. And of course, give them smaller quantities, but have a variety of things for them. So make sure the variety for the food, variety in terms of food for children is very, very important.
Okay, thanks. Does frequent acidity hamper absorption of nutrients? Is one of the questions.
Yes, it definitely will hamper absorption of nutrients, because as your body, because if you're acidic all the time, your body will try to create a lot of inflammatory cells in the body, which will hamper inflammation. Your body will focus more on curbing that acidity, curbing down the inflammation, rather than focusing on absorption. So yes, if you have constant acidity, there is a possibility that absorption will be compromised.
Okay. Can you tell us more about triggers?
So when I say triggers, the basic triggers that we maybe notice, especially when it comes to a gut condition, gluten being very difficult to digest, and the casein in the milk, again, very difficult to digest it, and it increases mucus in the gut. Maybe the basic triggers that I can talk. So for example, many people who have milk may have, more bloating, more acidity, and similarly when they have chapatis, they may have more acidity. So these are the basic triggers, but some people they also get triggered with certain fruits, some citrus, like citrus varieties of fruits and vegetables which are there. People may be triggered to that as well when it comes to acidity or, bloating or gas production.
Okay. Could you give us some more examples of probiotics?
Okay, so probiotics, there, as I said, there's apple cider vinegar, there is rice kanji, there is fermented cabbage. You can go with beetroot kanji as well. There is kombucha. So all these will play as a natural probiotic in your regular meals.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Amrozia. So someone suffering from acidity, is it advisable to have apple cider vinegar?
Yes, yes. See, remember when it comes to apple cider vinegar, although that it's acidic outside, it's fermented product, but as when it mixes with our saliva and when it enters our system, it's not acidic. It's highly alkaline, so it's going to support your digestion process.
Excellent. Someone's asking, can rice kanji be heated before consumption?
So the whole purpose of rice kanji goes away, because if you heat it, you're going to kill all the bacteria present in that. So it's better to have the cooked rice, which is soaked, and you can directly add it. Rather, you want to put into something, like you can put some vegetable or something just to make it like a porridge thing and then eat it.
Okay, great. When and how much water should one consume in a day?
3 liters, straight 3 liters. You can go a bit more, or you can go a few glasses, maybe 1 or 2 glasses low as well. So target yourself to drink water between 2.5 to 3 liters and more. So that's an ideal drinking intake.
All right. Someone says that they have an allergy towards peanuts. So what is the other healthy fat that they can alternate this with or substitute it with?
Oh, there are many. So there is almonds, there are walnuts, there is pistachios. So all these are they also are rich in healthy fat. So you can, peanuts is not the only thing which has healthy fat. There are other nuts as well.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Amrozia. How many hours, or how many hours in terms of a gap should we keep between meals?
Between 2 meals?
Yes.
So roughly 3 to 4 hours is good enough. Even if you have a issue with if you're an empty stomach for longer, and if you suffer from acidity, then you may want to keep a gap of 3.5. Don't go as more than 4 hours. And for people who have issues with digestion, like they cannot tolerate a lot of food, so probably they can look into adding something small quantities in every 2 hours.
There's a specific question related to constipation. Is it related to gut bacteria, and how do they overcome that?
Okay, so see, constipation could be because of n number of reasons. It could be because of the gut bacteria, but it could also be because of lower consumption of water. It also could be if you're not having enough fiber. So, for example, if you have a good set of bacteria in your system, amazing set of bacteria, but if you're not drinking enough water and not having enough fiber, then that good bacteria is not going to lubricate that poop out from your system. Similarly, if you don't have a good bacteria, and if you're drinking good amount of water, and if you're having good fiber as well, there is no good bacteria for it to utilize. The food will not get digested very well, and it may still cause constipation. So the 3 factors you may have to look into when you have constipation is, of course, your prebiotic, your water intake, optimal water intake, and also your overall fiber consumption.
Great. There's a question on, curd is considered a probiotic. So how often and when should it be consumed? Like with meals?
You can have it, yeah. You can have it with lunch and dinner both, in the form of probably a bowl of curd, or you can have in the form of buttermilk. But since buttermilk again has water in it, so you can place it like 20 minutes or 30 minutes after your meal.
So if someone is on gluten and they have to get off gluten, then what
Correct.
foods should they have?
Okay, so they can go with jawar, they can go with bajra, they can go with even some small quantity of oats. They can even try regular grains, right? Rice can be used in various form of chillas. They can go with grains in terms of sattu atta, chickpea atta, the chana atta. So all that can be utilized. So see, gluten is mainly present in wheat, barley, and rye. If you exclude that, everything else is gluten free. So you can make use of a variety of options.
Okay, that's excellent. That's really good information there. So Amrozia, is non-veg bad when dealing with bad gut health? Is that something that we need to?
Uh, it's not bad, but if your gut is so inflamed because of acidity and you have constant constipation, if it is very troubled, adding non-vegetarian food will be a task for the body to digest. So it's always better, as I said earlier, eliminate all the triggers. So if you know that, non-vegetarian food, of course, it's very high in protein as well and fat as well. So, your body will take a very, very long time to digest it. And especially when it's inflamed or when it's affected, it will take even longer. So not to give that much stress to your body, it's better to avoid it. Maybe add it occasionally. And, once your gut starts healing, you can reintroduce it, but make sure it's in limited quantity. Don't overdo on that.
Okay. Someone's saying that they are vegans and they have peanut curd. Is that the same as dairy curd? Does it have the same nutrition properties?
It will have if you're fermenting the peanut curd, I think it will have same kind of a probiotics. So I think that's good. Exact nutritional compound will not be as similar as the curd, but of course, if you're a vegan, I think this is a great option.
Super. We have time for a couple of questions, so I'm going to ask one of them. In spite of adhering to all 5 points that you had mentioned, what could lead to excessive hair fall?
Okay. So excessive hair fall could again be because of a nutrient deficiency. So you may want to look at, absorption could be one of the reasons that you are eating everything right, but, not absorbing well. So you may also look into if you have a sudden weight loss, where you have gone through a weight loss suddenly, maybe because of, a particular diet or something. There could be a deficiency in your system. So you may have to look at vitamin D levels, because that also helps in terms of improving your skin and hair quality. Look into biotin supplements, because that also improves your hair and skin quality. And of course, make sure every meal that you have is balanced in carbohydrates and protein both. That is a simple cereal pulse combination that you can do. So protein, and of course the other basic nutrients, as I said, the vitamin D, the biotin, and the other things that you're looking at. So look into balanced meal when it comes to protein and carbohydrate. Look into biotin and look into vitamin D as well.
Excellent. So we have time for one last question and then we'll wrap up, Amrozia. So there's one question where they talk about refined oils. Is that bad for gut health? And if yes, which oil do they need to substitute it with?
See, it's always recommended to go with unrefined oil, because nutritionally it's better. And of course, refined oil will go through a lot of process, and it's just simply oil. There is nothing else which remains in that. So if you're going for an unrefined oil, you can go with a groundnut oil when you're cooking. You can go with a mustard oil. You can go with coconut oil. All these three oils can be readily used, and any other form of unrefined oil also you can use it. Coconut oil is one of the best oil for gut, so you may want to use that more often.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Amrozia. So we have a minute left. So if you could quickly recap what you've taken us through, and then we can wrap up the session.
Yeah. So today we spoke about absorption process, and I've covered 5 basic points. The first point being mindfulness, how it's very, very important in absorbing the nutrients, to avoid the gadget, to chew your food thoroughly, and of course avoiding all kind of distraction and mentally be focused more on food. The second thing is about importance of prebiotic along with probiotics. So you have to focus on your prebiotic equally as you focus on your probiotics, whether in the form of supplements or whether in the form of your natural food. When it comes to vitamins, make sure that understand that fat soluble vitamins are stored in your body, so you have to make the most for your body to absorb it and get stored in your body, and that you can do by aiding the fat soluble vitamins with good quality of fat. So the good quality fat could include ghee, coconut oil, or your nuts and seeds. The water intake, water is a very, very important nutrient. However, if you add it at the wrong time, it can actually compromise with absorption. So do not gulp in too much of water immediately after meal. Rather space it out half an hour after your meal, which will actually help in the digestion process. The last point is about digestive enzyme. So your food naturally has good amount of digestive enzyme. I spoke about pineapple, papaya, mangoes, and of course, your vegetables and the ginger root, the turmeric root, amla, lemon, and so on and so forth. So these digestive enzymes, which are present in these food, will naturally aid in digestion process, and it also empowers your body to release good digestive enzymes. So a good quality of digestive enzyme will also aid in absorption and overall digestion process. So these are the 5 points which I've covered, and I hope you take back good information after this. And if you have any question, please reach out to me on my handle regarding this points or anything otherwise as well. Thank you so much.